Hey guys, this is Steven with Foxtrot Family Law checking in on December 26, 2019, Boxing Day, if you will, if you're from the other side of the pond. And in fact, later today, I am going to be watching some football myself and supporting Liverpool. But in the meantime, before we shut it down for today, we're going to look at some questions on avvo.com, avvo.com. Certainly, if you follow this page, you have heard us talk about Avvo before and answering questions on Avvo before. So let's get right into it. We've got a question from a grandmother, and this is in Alabama. I'm a grandmother who had custody of grandchild, but a second cousin asked me to take the child to Disney World, and I let her go. Now the cousin has refused to return the child. She has filed for custody and was given temporary custody on the grounds that I had moved 3 times and the electric was cut off. My husband had passed away. I'm certainly sorry to hear that. I stayed with my son until I could get an apartment. I had just gotten a check started and they had took Medicare out twice. So I had asked cousin to help me get the electric back on. Is this legal? Okay, the question stem, if you will, the actual question is this legal? The reality is that whether it's legal or not legal or somewhere in between, if it's important for you to do something about it, then you need to do so. So the question is, what are we going to do about this? If you had a court order awarding you custody of your grandchild, then you would be a necessary party to anything that modifies that custody in any form or fashion whatsoever. And you are entitled to both procedural and substantive due process. Now you're saying the other side was given temporary custody here. If you've got a piece of paper, a court order that says that, that's a good place to start. If that's from the juvenile court of Bobs County, Alabama, Jones County, Alabama, I would go to that courthouse and get copies of all the paperwork that has that case number up in the top. So that's your first step. Second step is take all that paperwork to an initial consultation with a child custody lawyer to determine what your options are. That is not to say that you will or won't hire that attorney, that you will or won't do anything, but you do need to take that paperwork to a child custody lawyer's office to have it reviewed and to discuss what you need to do next, if anything, if you have the opportunity to do anything. Is this legal? Is not really a helpful question because, yeah, I say no, what are you going to do about it? I say yes, what are you going to do about it? It doesn't matter. So don't get hung up on, is this legal or not? There is obviously, if you're saying there's a temporary custody order, there is a judicial process moving forward as of right now without you that you need to be a part of. So the first step is to take action, not just ask questions like, is this legal or not? Is this right or not? Can they do that? Yeah, they can. It might not be legal. It might be legal, but they sure as heck can do it because they've already done it. So the next step for you is to take action on this child's behalf or on your behalf to find out more information to determine what the official legal next steps need to be. And maybe after reviewing the paperwork, a lawyer might think, whether it's our office or somebody else, might think that something was done illegally or incorrectly or without notice or without compliance with due process. And you might have some options. The point is, right now, you're just not going to know without taking action to get more information. So I would say do some due diligence here, get the paperwork, get with a lawyer, understand your options, and then go from there. Now, I'm sorry to hear about everything you're dealing with. I hope you can get the power cut back on if you haven't already and get an apartment and get all those things straightened out. You certainly need to tend to those things as well, as they will be relevant in your case. I wish you and your family the best of luck. Hang in there in the meantime, and I hope you have a chance to take action on a couple of these things we've discussed here today. If you or if anybody else found this helpful, don't hesitate to like, comment, or subscribe. In the meantime, I hope you and everybody continues to have as happy a holiday season as possible. Thanks.